It is party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show here from Mothership Studio 22. The Puppet Master Mark driving us into all things Inauguration Day. Mark, good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Hey, may God bless President Joseph Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris and keep them safe and well. I mean that. Candace, the queen of the Ethiopians. I don't know. Now that I've got that sentiment out of the way, now I can go back to being me again. You guys get your clothing straight, Lisa, Natalie?
We're popping our collars.
Y'all wait till the show starts to start your shenanigans. Candace, as queen of the Ethiopians, Kamala Harris today has been described as African American, Indian American, Asian American, and the first female vice president. She's a whole lot of firsts. She's a whole lot of firsts.
Yes.
That if anyone ever comes along who actually fits any of those descriptions, they're just out of luck. How does that make you feel knowing that you have now brought forth well, she's not Hispanic. They haven't used that one, have they?
Oh, just give it a minute. That'll come out.
They'll come up with something.
At some point.
I mean, she's from Africa, right? You're from Africa. You just
Candace has
I just leave you speechless. You don't know where to go with all that.
No, that's a lot to unpack there.
I don't know where to begin with the fallacies. But that's the same thing. If I said that you were from Africa or you were actually from Ethiopia, you'd go, "What?"
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, I live in Texas. I grew up in Georgia. I was born in New Jersey. I own all of those things. If somebody says, sometimes people say, "You're born in New York." No, I was born in New Jersey. I mean, that's just the way it is, right?
They don't know the difference in New Jersey and New York, I promise you.
I understand, but I know where I'm from is what I'm saying. And you would think that at some point in time she would say, "Okay, this is my heritage. I'm proud of it." But they actually introduced her this morning from the inaugural stage as the first African American Asian vice president. Do they understand geography at all at this point, Lisa?
Well, they're trying to cover their bases. They want to.
She's everything.
Cover every denomination.
That's called Heinz 57, where I come from. You're just a mix of everything.
I mean, she is just like one big melting pot of wokeness, apparently.
Wait, why are they referring to her as a female? She's just a person.
That's what she identifies as.
They just all this speech of trying to eliminate gender.
Well,
made a big
that's
point
just
of it.
the way it goes. Even Brett Baer on Fox News, I was flipping all through the channels. I was listening to Glenn and Stu this morning, for the most part, but I would flip around a little bit. Even Brett Baer referred to her as first black Asian American. I'm like, what are you even saying at this point?
Yeah.
Like, this is when language loses all meaning. And origins and identities just lose all meaning, and that's all they care about.
Well, she's making her story.
Yeah, and I want to be the first to congratulate Donald Trump for having the first vice president, female vice president.
For a second.
For a few minutes.
For a second.
For 1 sec.
Just for a second. Since she took the oath of office first before Joseph Biden. Nobody's there. You can name a lot of things larger than the crowd at the Joe Biden inauguration. Like my balls! It's a joke. I mean, 25, they keep showing, this morning on the news, they kept showing the crowds and stuff. It was National Guardsmen.
Yeah.
There was no crowd there. And then, of course, you saw last night, they did their little thing. He stood behind the bulletproof glass, and they did the thing at the reflecting pool with the lights. And, of course, what was it, CNN, the commentator, she said, it's like an extension of the arms of Joe Biden.
That made me...
And I'm more like the extension of the canes.
I vomit in my mouth.
Freaking walkers. Extension of walkers.
All of a sudden, Hunter Biden shows up. He's in, he was there. He kissed his dad right in the mouth. Then he turned to his sister, kissed her right in the mouth.
Well, that meth mouth, you lose a lot of, yeah. So we got a lot to get into. I want to talk about. I want to talk about the last 4 years And I want to talk about the next 100 days. We're going to do that on this episode. These are interesting times, to say the least. Donald Trump was the first sitting president in 152 years that did not attend the transition of the inauguration for his successor. And so it's kind of interesting. I don't like that, but, that's just some of those things that Trump. But at the same time, I get it. I get it. They hate Donald Trump. He knows he's hated. He's one of the most despised men in all of history.
He's damned if he does. He's damned if he doesn't.
No matter what happens. So
Doesn't
he went to Joint Air Force Base Andrews and did a farewell speech. And of course, Wolf Blitzer said it was a pathetic crowd. I'm like, what is wrong with this?
I mean, literally right to the minute he's out of office, they have to just...
They're going to keep on.
Yeah.
And called everything lies. Everything he said, lies.
Lies. So we're going to talk about some of those lies, quote unquote. We got to go to break, but before we do that, if you like to drink wine every so often, I want to tell you how you can make it 10 times healthier. Down in Argentina, you've heard me talk about this. They got a really dark red Malbec wine from the Malbec grapes. Then they're grown at 9,000 feet. Yep, 9,000 feet, high altitude grapes. They lab tested these wines and found that they contain up to 10 times the level of longevity and heart health nutrient called resveratrol. Resveratrol is powerful stuff. It pops up and again in studies on longevity, heart health, brain health, all of those great things we need. These wines, wine, I'm talking about wine, 90% less sugar, fewer chemicals, fewer additives. Plus, if you love steak and barbecue, red wine's been shown to actually make that meat healthier when you eat it. They taste great, notes of blackberry, leather, cherry, and smoke. Today, I want you to contact my guys at cowboywines.com. They're going to give you 50% off their best Malbecs, plus 50% off shipping. Wine makes a great gift, even if it's just a gift to yourself. So I want you to visit cowboywines.com. Go to cowboywines.com today. We'll be right back. Well, it's a new era. I mean, there's no question about it. We'll see what happens. I do wish him the best. You crying over there? You're crying over there? Give me that copy, Candace.
The beginning of the end.
Well,
I was actually really sad. My mom called me this morning, Marzi, crying. My mom was crying because she's just like, they've just treated him horribly. It's awful. I'm so scared. I'm terrified. And yes, Mom, 75 million Americans are feeling the same way.
I feel like we know exactly what's going to happen. Like nothing other than him going back to what Obama did.
Well,
because that's all he's ever done is nothing.
I don't think we're going to feel anything, for 18 months, maybe even a little bit longer than that.
Let's just
go ahead and prepare these words to come out of your mouth. Why the hell is gas $7.05?
True that. Yeah. True that.
Oh, he's already at work, right? Didn't he say he was going to reverse 15 executive orders immediately today?
Immediately. Yeah. Yes.
Well, we're going to talk about all that. But first, I want to talk about where we've come from, because for many of us, it is a sad day in America because President Donald J. Trump has left the White House. And so I want to say this right now because I think that it's going to come back in the future, and we can compare what happens in the days ahead to what's going on right now. It's not a political dispute. I'm just genuinely curious what the next 4 years will bring, because today is the day that Biden and Harris are inaugurated. Gas is currently at $1.95 per gallon. Interest rates are 2.25% for a 30-year mortgage. The stock market closed yesterday at $30,829.40, though we've been fighting COVID for 11 months. Our GDP growth for the third quarter was 33.1%. We had the best economy ever until COVID, and it's recovering very well. We've not had any new wars or conflicts in the last 4 years. North Korea has been under control and has not been testing any missiles. ISIS has not been heard from for over 3 years. The housing market is the strongest it's been in a long time, years. Homes have appreciated at an unbelievable rate and sell well. And I don't want you to forget the peace deals in the Middle East that were signed by 4 different countries. Absolutely unprecedented. Unemployment sits at 6.7% in spite of COVID. Now, before the China virus invaded our shores, we built the world's most prosperous economy thanks to Donald Trump. America gained 7 million new jobs, more than 3 times government experts' projections. Middle-class family income increased nearly $6,000 annually, more than 5 times the gains during the entire previous administration, and unemployment rate reached 3.5%, the lowest in half a century. We achieved 40 months in a row with more job openings than job hirings. More Americans reported being employed than ever before, nearly 160 million. Jobless claims hit a nearly 50-year low. The number of people claiming unemployment insurance as a share of the population hit its lowest on record. Incomes rose in every single metro area in the United States for the first time in nearly 3 decades. And now Joe Biden takes over on 1/20/21. I want to see how the next 4 years fare. God bless America. Let me tell you something. Those ain't bad numbers, Lisa. Those ain't bad numbers. So if you're bitching about Donald Trump, you could take every one of those numbers right there and feast on them. You show me what it's going to look like 4 years from now, and I promise you, it ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be pretty. And they can sit there and talk about the arms of Joe Biden embracing the country and his call for unity this morning in his inauguration speech, and Lady Gaga's dress and Jennifer Lopez. The only thing they were missing was Shakira doing some booty shaking. I still can't believe they referred to Sonia Sotomayor as Latina instead of Latinx. Latinx.
That's a cuter name. I was surprised.
Sounds kinky.
It does a little bit.
Yeah.
Latinx. But it was when I was listening to Kamala take her oath and saying all about she'll defend the Constitution. I'm thinking that's what you guys want to take away. You want to take our constitutional rights away. So you're a liar here.
To say for her, just based on her track record, did she ever resign from her Senate seat?
She did.
Did she finally do it?
Yes, finally.
So my thing there is for her to say she is going to defend, protect, and uphold the Constitution is like saying Jeffrey Epstein's going to defend a preschool. That to me, just the irony of it is just lost on most people because she's not a defender of the Constitution. They want to abolish the Constitution. The Constitution of the United States of America is 4 pages long. It is the greatest document ever created by man, in my opinion. It's incredible. Now we can't pass a stimulus check bill without 5,000 pages that nobody can read. Just legal gobbledygook that's in there. People don't know what's going on. The one thing that I appreciate about Donald Trump, because it's never been about the man Donald Trump. You've heard me say this over and over again. It's about what he stood for and what he accomplished in standing against the mainstream, especially mainstream politics in the swamp, which is Washington, D.C. The thing I liked about Trump is he opened our eyes to a lot of crap that we just didn't know was going on. We had no idea. And you go back 4 years, there were so many people, we'd never heard their names before, right? And Trump just kind of polarized everything and magnified everything to a degree where even though some of it was negative, our eyes were opened to a lot of injustices that are going on. And I can't believe that, because I just read those numbers, I just read those accomplishments, and because you didn't like a guy's personality, because the mainstream media or Hollywood told you not to like him, they told you not to like him. They twisted his words, they took things out of context, and you decided he was just the most hateful person since Hitler. Well, he made a pretty shitty dictator because he voluntarily left the White House this morning, didn't put up a fight. I said that on Facebook, and a lot of people said, well, what was he supposed to do? Be kicking and screaming? No, I'm just using your words. You guys said he wasn't going to leave peacefully. You said he was going to sit there, he was going to use the military to stage a coup, he was going to forcefully not leave the White House. And you were wrong. You were wrong, just like you were wrong on so many other damn things. And now we're sitting here with a senile, almost 80-year-old man sitting in the highest office in the world, the leader of the free world.
Who slurs his speech.
Who slurs everything he says, can't remember where he is, but his arms are just wrapped around America right now. No one came to his campaign speeches. No one came to his rallies. He stayed in the basement, Everything was virtual. Nobody came to his the DNC speeches or the party convention. Nobody did any of that stuff. Nobody attended the inauguration unless they were special invitees. Nobody. But you're going to tell me that guy is the most voted for man in the history of the United States of America. Just doesn't pass the smell test. But they've set him up as a messiah. Kamala Harris, they can do no wrong. We want to talk about her chucks. We want to talk about all of her shoes. We want to talk about just the calls for unity and how I was listening to Chris Matthews this morning, who, honest to God, his voice makes me want to swallow a freaking bullet. It just really does. Just talking about how going to be a beacon of light.
Oh my gosh!
And just how, calls for unity, and regardless of how you feel, this is an important day. Look, I pray. I will pray for Joe Biden the same way I prayed for Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, because that's the thing to do, and we better be praying for him. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Wow, he needs to live for 4 years at least, please. Pray that he stays
pray that these
alive.
4 years go by fast.
Yeah. So play for me, Mark, please, and just to give you a sample of what you're going to be getting.
Now, this is Joe in his good stage. This is day one,
This
guys.
is day one. He hadn't felt any stress yet.
No, yeah.
Now, mark my words. He campaigned from the basement. I don't know what the basement situation at the White House is, but I got a feeling that you're not going to see a whole lot of Joe getting stressed out.
Oh, no.
I mean, he's propped up. He's propped up. He's going to get up there and he's going to slur his words and give a little speech. And come on, man.
Yeah.
And then there'll be the other little puppet strings that'll be out there moving that marionette around. But play for me, Mark, please, clip number 1.
Thinking about all of those folks who, just for the moment, the nation shared their grief. Oh, what a first step. What a beautiful step. So I'm going to, I'm reminded of the psalmist. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Maybe the death will speak to us now. Maybe they can rest now.
He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds.
He's a savior. He is the Messiah. All glory be to God and Joe Biden.
That's a reference to God in the Psalms. So he just compared Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to God. They're gonna bind up the broken and heal.
Well, Biden's been playing that whole grief card forever, and and duly so, I guess, in some manner. Lost his wife and daughter.
Yep.
And then a son and stuff. But he plays that because he plays it to get to his people, because he's went through so much suffering.
Yeah.
People like people who suffer.
Well, I just want to remind those of you, yes, he's suffered, but I want to remind those of you who feel the sympathy towards Joe Biden that aside, and I can appreciate the grief, but that aside, that's a guy who's never held a real job in his entire life. And he's worth however many millions. He was a lifeguard for 6 months. Had an altercation with Corn Pop. And since then, old Scranton Joe, Lunch Pail Joe, hard-working blue-collar, nose to the grindstone Joe, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, blaze your own trail, make your own way. When you get knocked down, man, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep your head above water, and keep on moving, man.
Let the kids play with your hairy legs.
He's never had a job. 50 years in Washington, D.C. You just gave him at least 4 more if he lives that long. And this is the guy that's going to come in and fix everything. He's going to pass 19, he's going to sign, 19 executive orders today. In the next segment, we'll break down what those executive orders look like, because I want us to take a real specific and serious look at what the next 100 days are going to look like. Let me just tell you, if you are a hardworking American, you're not an elitist, you're not one of those, you didn't go to an Ivy League school, you're not sitting on millions in cash, you're not one of those that looks down your nose from your high skyrise of a penthouse in New York or out in L.A. from the Hollywood Hills. You're not one of those people. You happen to be white and you got a full-time job, you're about to get fudge. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. Poor Candace.
I can't. That was going to be a long beep, wasn't it? I could feel the air leave the room with Candace over there. Yep. So that's where we're at. You're going to get screwed. You really are, because these executive orders will not benefit you one single bit. But all of the folks out there that are, well, we'll get into it, but that are government dependent are about to get that much and more.
It's Christmas Day for them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Deck the freaking halls.
What day is that stimulus check coming?
Yeah, you about to just go be a whole lot of free
Dollar
stuff.
bills, y'all. Dollar bills.
Right, boy, they better crank that machine
It's a
up in the
payday
Treasury
for
building.
You think
Somebody
about it,
dig
though.
up Alexander Hamilton, boy. We're gonna print some money.
Yeah, y'all hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you say, Steve?
It gives you no incentive to go
Oh,
work
no.
harder and make more. You're like,
No.
oh, if I do, I'm going to lose
Steve,
out on
we're
that.
all
Kind of like,
equal.
oh.
We're all equal.
That's right.
Just
We all.
take
What
away
I
that
make
incentive.
is what you get.
Yeah.
What you make is what I get. We share. It's sharesies. We share.
And if that's the attitude, I got to do this before we go to
Ay,
break.
ay, ay.
Listen, the curators at Bespoke Post, I just got my new package from Bespoke Post yesterday. Love it. They've done it again this winter with an all-new lineup of essential box of awesome collections for you guys, guaranteed to upgrade your life, whether it's showcase pieces to level up your indoor hosting skills or cozy threads for those blustery days. Bespoke Post only sends guys the best stuff every month, and I can attest to that. No matter what you're into, Box of Awesome has you covered. From style and grooming goods to barware, cooking tools, and outdoor gear, Box of Awesome has collections for every part of your life. Now, I want to help you get started. Take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right box of awesome for you. They're going to release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories. It's free to sign up. You can skip a month. You can cancel anytime. You can alter your boxes. It's really kind of cool on the website. Each box costs only $45, but it's got over $70 worth of gear inside every time. Now, you're going to get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter code WATCHCHAD at checkout. Go to boxofawesome.com, use WATCHCHAD for 20% off your first box. We'll be right back. So, okay, Joe Biden made a lot of promises, swore to do a lot of things. I hope he's the best president we've ever had. I really do. I hope that America prospers. I hope that I'm wrong. I could just know that based on the things he's promised to do, I ain't a fan.
Or his past.
True.
Based on his
but
past.
if somebody's hoping for failure for him, they're hoping failure for all of us.
Yeah, like I don't want him to fail. I don't want him, but at the same time, I don't want him to be successful when it comes to detrimental policies.
Right.
Correct.
Right? Because those are going to be destructive. That's not success. Him being successful in policies that are going to destroy American lives, that ain't success. Just because you won politically doesn't mean that you did the right thing. So I'm holding out hope that Joe's going to have an epiphany of sorts and have that God moment where suddenly he has revelation and realize some of these things. There's going to be certain things that are going to be very difficult to roll back that Trump accomplished. They're going to have to admit some things, and they're going to have to say, Donald Trump was right in this area, and it's going to pain them to say it. The Chinese policy is one of them. Trump was good he was hard on Russia. Mm-hmm. Everybody talking about them colluding with Vladimir Putin. He was hard on Russia. Hard on him.
Is Biden going to have the left stop the stuff against Trump?
No.
That's, because if he wants to unify,
Right.
then he can say, hey, that's enough of that. Y'all put that aside.
You could say unified, but I've said
start
it before.
new, like he said in his speech, let's start new, let's start over. But they're not going to.
No, they have to them, unity means you get on your knees, I'm going to put my boot on your neck. Subjugation.
Candace pointed out this morning that all the women were wearing purple.
Yeah.
And she said, what's that all about? And I said, well, blue, red, unity. that was their symbol.
Or a battle against Alzheimer's.
Or what?
The battle against Alzheimer's.
Is purple that?
Yes.
Were they fundraising for a walk that we didn't know about?
Yeah.
Is there a march happening?
I might be wrong then.
For Biden.
Well, so on COVID-19, mask mandate on federal property, interstate travel. See, he said that he wanted everybody 100 days of masks, but he can't enforce that, not constitutionally, so he called on the governors to enforce it. Extending nationwide restrictions on home evictions and foreclosures. So if people can't pay their mortgage or can't pay their rent, whatever, because of COVID-related stuff, they're not going to get kicked out. He's going to pause the student loan payments at least until October. Push for passage of, which, I mean, it's been unprecedented how long they've been delayed already.
Yes. I mean, yeah, those payments aren't going to kick back in until they're out of college.
Right.
All right. And then they're never going to pay them. They're just going to all go bankrupt. So have fun with that, guys.
Yeah. That's the only thing. If you file bankruptcy, those student loans don't go away.
Push for passage of $1.9 million or $1.9 trillion, major difference. COVID-19 relief legislative package announced last week. What that's going to do for you, it's going to be called the American Rescue Plan. They're going to put $416 billion dedicated to launching a national vaccination program because he said that the rollout failed. The program wants to vaccinate 100 million people. Lisa's first in line. It's going to, it will give the American people a little more money, I think up to like $1,400. Then if you're on unemployment, an extra $400 a week. It's just printing the money. Just printing the money. He wants to immediately rejoin the Paris Climate Agreement. You got to save the planet. He wants to host a climate world summit to encourage leaders of nations the highest carbon emissions to join the United States in making pledges to further limit their carbon footprint. So we'll see what kind of power he wields over China when it comes to that.
I don't care what they do with the climate change, but just keep Sonic cups styrofoam, please. Chick-fil-A and Sonic, I need the styrofoam cups. Okay?
True.
And no more paper straws. Let's end that.
Oh, paper straws on your lips.
Yeah, it's horrible. But he's going to rejoin that. Going to rejoin the World Health Organization. Going to cancel the Keystone Pipeline's permit. Yeah, you know what I've said about the whole Paris Agreement thing. That's like me being the only one paying my HOA dues, but I got to pay yours too.
Yep.
It's just stupid. He's going to end the so-called Muslim ban, quote unquote, even though it's never been a Muslim ban. Muslim ban. Wow, wow, wow. All right. So
I'm offended, Chad.
Are you? Good.
We just need a lot more Muslims to stand up against the extremist Muslims.
Let me just remind everybody, though, which countries were banned from traveling to the United States. Now, I know everybody says, well, why didn't they ban Saudi Arabia? Huh? There were Saudi Arabians that were bombing the World Trade Center. Okay, look, I don't think the travel ban went far enough personally, but I will say this. At least countries like Saudi Arabia do have a vetting process on the people who travel in and out of their country. These countries like Syria, Iran, Iraq, Sudan, Libya, Somalia, Yemen, You want folks from Nigeria and Myanmar and Kyrgyzstan and Tanzania. Okay. You know what America's been missing? Is more Sudanese and Libyans. That's what America has. I need more Libyans in the neighborhood.
We're not diverse enough, Chad.
I need more. I need them to get their asses here.
Get over the borders.
Day one.
Come on
Get
over.
them here from Iraq and Iran. I need more death to America. Chant it in my streets.
Let's not screen them. They don't need COVID tests. They don't need to be legal. It's cool.
Bring them in.
Yeah. Come one, come all.
He's gonna stop the funding of the border wall.
Yep.
So open the gates. Let them all in.
And let's move them straight to the big liberal cities.
Go to Minneapolis and enjoy some of that Somali culture.
Yeah.
You go on up there and enjoy it. See what you get.
Portland's a great city to establish a family lifestyle there.
Just put them all right there. Portland and Seattle. They let them have it.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, that is so horrible. Why do you judge these people? Because they want to cut your heads off. Hey, with everything going on these days, it's easy to get stressed out, and that wears down your immune system. So I want to recommend Field of Greens. Every day, you got to take it to make it. Sure, you're going to give everything that your body needs to stay healthy. Field of Greens is going to help you do that. Packed with 18 clinically researched essential fruits and vegetables. It's got green tea, it's got ginger, turmeric, got beets, like having a bunch of fresh fruits and vegetables in a jar. Field of Greens can support heart health, your immune system, metabolism, blood pressure, digestion, plus it's got pre and probiotics. Field of Greens is good for everybody, young, old, even athletes. Just put a scoop in a glass of water, stir it up, drink it, and you're done. Drink it while you're making your coffee. It takes 2 seconds, and you'll feel the difference. Here's what you do. Go to BrickHouseChad.com. Get 15% off your first order with the promo code CHAD. I spell it Chad at checkout. This is the easiest and fastest way to start living a healthier life. Available in multiple flavors. You're going to love it. BrickHouseChad.com. BrickHouseChad.com. Use promo code Chad. We'll be back with more depressing news. You know, by doing that, opening the borders up and stopping these travel bans and repealing all those things, you know what that is? It's a slap in the face to our Border Patrol agents. Mm-hmm. Our customs officials, our Border Patrol agents, our courts of amnesty, the judges that are doing their work to do that. It's a slap in their face. These Border Patrol agents who arrest these illegals, I love it when they said on the news yesterday, they don't have legal status. That is called illegal.
Again, changing around the words, such rhetoric.
That's a slap in the face to our Border Patrol agents. They arrest these folks, they deport them, they get rid of them, they deal with them, they risk their lives. Yep. And now just open it up. Just open it up.
Yeah. What happens to those Border Patrol agents' jobs? Do they do it? What do they get unemployment?
Here is the good news. The good news is they can go to work alongside these illegal immigrants at McDonald's and get $15 an hour minimum wage, because that's one of the executive orders that's going to happen. So everybody's getting a pay increase.
Now, wait a minute. I heard that there's a group heading from, was it Honduras, up here? Mm-hmm. And then Biden isn't like, come on in. Am I right? Or,
no, he told him now is not a good time.
Right. So maybe those Border Patrol agents have a little job security for a minute.
Oh, yeah, until tomorrow, right? Joe's like, come back on the 21st, guys, and then come right into our country.
Oh,
now's not a good
Make
time.
yourselves at home. It's fine.
Yeah.
Transgender rights, going to repeal transgender military ban enacted by Trump. Restore Obama-era guidance for transgender students in schools to protect students' access to sports, bathrooms, and locker rooms in accordance with their gender identity. That's fantastic.
Cool.
You're going to formulate a plan to achieve 100% clean energy economy, net zero emissions by 2050. There goes my diesel truck. I'm going to have to go back to just relying on a small penis. Going to repeal the tax cuts. Going to get a hold of those loopholes in the gun background check system. I'm going to ask Congress to close the loopholes, repeal liability protection for gun manufacturers, so it's going to be a lawsuit waiting to happen. Allows Americans to sue the gun industry if a gun is used in a crime. Going to be a lot of lawsuits coming out of South Chicago. How about a lawsuit
for somebody that has a car wreck? Are we going to sue the...
Don't give them ideas, Steve.
Yeah, I give them all the ideas. You want to play the game? Play the game. Let's play it hard.
Restructure federal agencies that oversee gun laws. Authored the Violence Against Women Act in 1994. Of course, we know that that's just put black men in jail. is going to offer more protection for women. The legislation needs to be signed into law again. Biden said one key effort. So the racism continues. Effort in the update would include greater protections for transgender women because you know those dudes can't fight for themselves. Going to pass the Equality Act, a bill to add more protections for LGBT Americans. That's fantastic. You know, that dude that's the new Health and Human Services Secretary, Rachel Levine, Dr. Rachel Levine, which is seriously ugly woman, is
they should just make a different branch of military, the transgender, you know.
They sit around trying to get their periods.
Yeah.
Maybe today.
Can't
Maybe
get in the
today.
pool. I can't get in the pool.
Yeah, I can't get in the pool. Yeah. Rachel Levine is the one in Pennsylvania who, of course, put COVID positive people in the nursing home and took her mother out. Yeah, real good there. That's a Como way of doing things.
A great character trait.
Well,
with that
COVID should be over by this afternoon.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much on the way out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like,
It's pretty much on the
let's
way
open
out.
back up.
Marcia Fudge. What a great name that is. Housing and Urban Development Secretary, Marcia Fudge. She's leading a task force. Going to be asked to review current federal housing policies to make sure they apply to Biden's housing first approach. It's a document will also look into homelessness assistance grants. So yeah, it's gonna be all kind of fun stuff. You're getting screwed, guys. That's the bottom line. I mean, I could go on all of this stuff that's there. LGBT rights, because that's right there, man. That's the most important thing. Going to improve government recognition and support of the LGBTQ plus community. He's pledged to direct federal resources to help prevent violence against transgender women. They're dudes. And they're going to focus on trans women of color. Going to pass the Equality Act. I might have mentioned this already.
How about just one blanket mental health thing, and that would cover the last like 10 things. The last 10 things you read, just from homelessness to the everything else. Just call it the mental health bill.
Listen, this is a glorious day for the fringe of America. That's all I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. The 0.05% of our population. Good for you. We're taking it to the next level. So, good job.
New beginnings.
I mean, it's a big old fat reset.
Cheers.
You better not speak out against it either, because that is going to be hate speech, and the criminal intent of your thinking is just going to be, you're just a basket of
you'll
deplorables.
Be silenced.
100% you'll be silenced. You can't say anything like that.
You put my name at the top of the list on the blacklist.
They keep on. They keep saying, "Well, you got to be careful what you say on the show," and la 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 la. That is literally the last thing on my mind. Like, I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to say what I think. I'm going to put it out there. Try to keep Candace from getting in trouble. But at the end of the day, don't you roll your eyes at me, DC. At the end of the day, I can't help it. I gotta say the things that just need to be said.
I feel, Chad, there's a song with this new administration that you can write called "Chucks and Pearls." That has success written all over it.
Chucks and what?
Pearls.
Chucks and pearls.
Chucks and pearls. That's what she wears. She wears chucks with her pearls.
Yeah,
but only on the cover of Vogue. In every
Nancy on top, party on the bottom.
Yeah. I love it when we played that clip yesterday, and Doug says, the first gentleman, Doug, said, he said, she's got several closets full of them. She goes, oh, no, he's exaggerating.
No, he's exaggerating.
He's exaggerating. I don't have a lot of shit. I don't have a lot of shit at all. No. I'm a very humble East Indian, Asian, African American. I
bet she's got every color that exists.
I am a West,
ton of
East Indian, African American, Asian.
But I'm just like everyone else.
Yeah, Latinx.
Latinx.
It's the only thing I haven't heard her equated to is a Latinx.
Oh, that'll be tomorrow. Today they have to be as patriotic as possible. Like today, they are no kneeling going on.
Why didn't they kneel?
No
Why
kneeling.
didn't they kneel?
Not today, Chad. Tomorrow, not today.
Yeah.
Today, we have to make sure all the Americans believe
Everybody
and
had to
know we're for America.
They had to be patriotic today, and they stood.
Right.
Why didn't they kneel? They're not woke at all, Lisa. Why didn't Joe Biden and Kamala Harris kneel when Lady Gaga sang the national anthem?
And I'm surprised Lady Gaga actually kept all the lyrics the way they were originally written for the national anthem, because I was expecting a twist on something that would,
I have to give her credit.
Man,
She did it.
Nebraska and Jesus Christ.
Right.
She did a good job on the national anthem.
It was a little over the top for me.
A little over the top.
I could have done without the gold bird on her shoulder, thanks.
I mean, she's...
just...
vocally. You mean vocally?
Yeah, I mean,
And she didn't go like 18 runs.
Well, let me tell you something.
I mean, she's no
if
Roseanne
the
Barr.
national anthem takes more than 2 minutes, you're singing it wrong. I don't know how long hers went. I don't think it went that long, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, it felt like an eternity. Just so many vocal aerobics.
We'll be right back.
Of the drug-ridden.
Yeah, the land of the brave. The land of the brave. Be quiet, Steve. We're on. I don't want you saying anything you're going to regret on a hot mic over there.
Singing
I
the
was
national
muted.
anthem.
I was muted.
Yeah.
We're looking at real estate.
Yeah.
We're over here.
They're just over there chatting away.
Shopping real estate.
You better buy it quick.
Yeah,
son.
Yeah, I know.
right.
That's right.
Interest rates are going to go up. Watch and see.
Got to get it fast.
Everything's going up like our stress.
Yeah.
Really, is your stress going up? Don't let the president of the United States determine how your stress level is.
When you're stressed, just sing Chucks and Pearls. Chucks and Pearls.
Says the guy that's going to be getting all that government assistance.
Yeah, Steve's so freaking happy right now. He's like, my check just doubled.
What you talking about, son? I get $1,400 and another $600 and then $400 a week.
Lunch on me.
Lunch on me.
Can I go? I wonder if I can draw unemployment. Can I draw unemployment?
You might. You don't shut up.
Y'all don't laugh. I am on unemployment. Stop it. Don't tell Joe Biden.
Don't tell Joseph Robinette Biden. It's going to be interesting to watch. All you got to do is go back to the B block of this show, which is the block after the first break.
B as in Biden for Biden.
Go back to the B Biden, the Rob Bennett block, and just look at the numbers I gave you, and let's keep a little running total.
Yeah.
On what it's going to look like. $1.95 gas. I'm gonna go fill up on some.
It was $2.05 at my house this morning.
It'll be great if we eat our words, though.
Yeah,
really
I mean, look, I'm willing to own it.
I will gladly do it.
Really,
Happily.
I'm willing. I'm praying.
Gladly do it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's time for us to stick together, though. I want you to subscribe to Chad Prather on the YouTube channel. Follow Lisa Page Made Me Do It. And of course, Hot News Natalie and Party Foul Nation.
YouTube.
Natalie Woods 22. Watch Chad.com is where all the fun stuff is. Get over there. And subscribe to BlazeTV.com. And use promo code CPS. Chad Prather Show. CPS. Sounds bad, huh?
I thought you said DPS. I was like, who's coming to get you?
Yeah, see,
Child
we don't know
Protective
yet.
Services.
Let me tell you something. I was at Elijah Schaefer's house last night for a couple hours, and I was watching the door.
I was just going to say.
I'm guilty by association.
Hello, Chad Prather. We've come to collect your phone.
We came to heal the broken heart. Put our arms around you like Joe Biden on the reflecting pool.
Yeah.
Leave us a rating and review where audio podcasts are available. Just remember that we love you, and God bless you. God bless America. We will talk to you tomorrow night. Goodbye.